I'm Chris, and this is my episode 2 on the 1980 C30 dually build. So in the last video we did not get to take that flatbed off, so we're about to do it right now. Alright, so just moving it around the yard. That truck feels very stable. I've never driven a dually before. Alright, so we got the throttle cable bracket on there. It took me like over an hour to do. It was not fun. So it starts up and runs pretty good, but it's actually not. When we get this hood off again, we're going to go in this engine bay and clean everything up the best we can. And in that video, we'll do a tune-up. Flatbed's going to stay right here until it is sold. I'm just going to get some cinder blocks and build 4 legs, and we'll see the dually when we pull out from under it. Alright, so I just got it built up on some cinder blocks. It is pretty sketchy because it could fall down, so hopefully it won't. Dude, I don't know what just happened, but I should have just done that in the freaking first place. Alright, so I finally got off. There's just so many little stupid things that just keep hanging up. Alright, well, it looks so much better now. Alright, so now looking at this truck, I realize that it is an extended chassis dually. I had no idea. I thought it was a regular long wheelbase. So, god dang it. Alright, I am not 100% sure, but I think that this is an extended chassis freaking dually. So now I gotta get another frame. We'll still build a truck. I can get frames. Alright, so I don't know if this is an extended chassis dually or not. I hope it's not. We're not gonna stop the project. We'll figure something out. We're not gonna move anything, but I'm pretty sure I can get a frame or figure something out. Not a big deal. I want to go through the whole chassis on the truck anyway. Alright, well, let me do some researching. So it did take a couple hours, but I was able to get those tires back on those wheels, and now it looks way better. So that flatbed, it just had some U-bolts on the front. I cut those off. It was all welded weird back here, just cut them off. But this was the difficult stuff. I had to go into the truck with a sawzall and cut through that. That was horrible. That side was horrible too. So when I was trying to get the bed off, I couldn't see under there, and the frame was actually hanging under that, and I had no idea. So what had happened was I kept jacking this side up because I thought the ground was just uneven and it was just sitting against it, and I had made the freaking bed uneven. So I actually have all the footage of what led up to this falling. That little bracket I just showed you, it kept hanging right there, so I kept jacking this side up. I didn't know it was hooked. So I ended up bringing this side up a whole bunch, and the weight, it's heavier on this side, and It just fell on its own. I didn't even bump it or anything. The brick actually dug into the ground right there and it just fell over. In that video, it looks like it hit the top. It did a little bit, but thank God that's all it hit right there. I can straighten that, so I got lucky. So on any truck that hauls trailers, you always got to check this stuff out here. These U-joints will be blown out. Let's see. Oh God. The carrier bearing seems okay, but the bushing or insulator is shot. Just check all that stuff out. So I'm guessing what they did was they added weight to that side of the flatbed to compensate for a full tank. See how they had that line in there like that, and then this is the return. These things are so freaking good. Freaking thing's like halfway full. Right, so the more I look at this, it's not homemade. Somebody bought that. Hopefully I can sell it. Alright, so these were the lines running into the tank, and they had it going through a fuel filter. Then they had this manual switch that doesn't work anymore, I guess, to switch tanks. But that was pretty easy to get off. It was only 4 of these. Now, on to that one. So I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do about the extended frame. And there were signs that I didn't know, like the cage around the tank. That would indicate it was ordered without a bed. In this case, a box delete. So this appears to be factory, but I'm not 100% sure. If you notice, we don't have an E-vent. This just goes to a little vent like on your rear differential. So the wire from our sending unit just detaches, and this is a ground that's screwed in there somewhere, so don't just pull the tank out and break it. Dude. Okay. But check out what they did right here. Why on earth would anybody do that? Why not just pull the freaking tank like I just did right now? So the tank's no good, but let's pop the sending unit anyway and see what it looked like. So always take this stuff apart. We have a vent check valve right here that failed. So I bet you every time they put gas in there, it smelled like gas a whole bunch from the back of the truck. And also that gas tank is completely empty and bone dry. Alright, you see that in there. That is 100% bone freaking dry. A gas tank that had the sending unit on there should not look like that. And it looked like that because the little check valve vent failed. So inspecting the tank further, that's that little patch on the other side. There's no hole in the tank, so I have no idea why that patch was there. So another bit of advice is you can always make money on stuff. I would normally just throw that tank in the trash, but I'm going to put it on Craigslist for about 25-30 bucks because it does have the strap. Somebody out there that doesn't have a tank, they buy a tank for 150, but they forget, oh, you got to get that stuff, you got to get the 2 straps. So always think about other people, give it away to somebody. Don't just throw stuff like that in the scrapyard. Okay, so it took about an hour and a half to get those tanks off. Notice we didn't cut any wires. That's our ground from our sending unit and our sending unit wire, all intact. Now we have space to do a little body work and rust repairs. You see how the mufflers are blown out real bad. We're gonna go ahead and just build the exhaust from right here back that way. Let's go ahead and get all this stuff off. So I guess I had a single exhaust. We're gonna go ahead and remove that bracket. Somebody do this to them to make the truck louder? I don't know. So we just got a little piece of tape to buy parts with. Okay. We just got them cut back even. So it's October 11th out here, but it's still like 95 degrees. It's super hot out here. So I'm gonna wait till another day to cut those freaking welded things off. So now we need to clean these wires up on the back. I actually chased the rear tail light wiring and it's all fried under that cab, so we got to pull it completely out. But for right now, let's try to figure out what the heck is going on here. Alright, so first of all, this kind of crap right here irritates me when people ground with white wires. Don't ever do that. That's like the most ignorant thing you could do in the world. Alright, so just look at this big freaking mess. What in the world is all this? Alright, gonna save these for later. So the first thing we want to do is isolate the factory wiring coming from the fuse box. This one right here. What in the world is this? Alright, so you can see we isolated everything except the factory wiring. This is the factory type plug. I have some more wiring harnesses that we can use to fix this, but we'll just unplug this for right now. So if you look here, they just wired off for the fifth wheel connection and a normal trailer connection. So hopefully we can undo that solder and do a repair on these wires and they'll be perfectly fine. We can go ahead and keep that. So they added this in the harness. I think this was for the electric brakes, I'm not sure, but we'll leave it in here for right now. Extra wire. So this is the extra wire from the flatbed. I never throw anything like this away. If you had to go to O'Reilly or AutoZone right now to buy this, it'd be over $10. We'll try to hit that with a sledgehammer. So beating on it for about 5 minutes, looking a lot better. It was pulled really hard right there and it stretched and warped. We'll make it look better later. So I was able to find an original bumper. It's got some waves right there. We can get those out with a crescent wrench, but that's our main dent. We got to make it go away, or at least look a lot better than that. We're just going to make sure the bumper guards are in their original position. We're just going to tilt it like that. So if you got a bent up bumper, come on the inside and they'll show up a lot better. See those two? But that's our main deal right here. Just feel it. I can feel the peak right here. We're going to get a socket that kind of fits in that groove right there. And we're just going to knock it out. So I'd hit it about 3 or 4 times and then look at it. Try it with a light hammer, and if you can't do anything, do it with a heavy hammer. Alright, get creative with other stuff. So about 15 minutes beating on that bumper. While I was doing it, I was worried one of those pieces would go over there and hit the freaking car. And check this thing out now. So that was the main dent we were trying to remove. I got it about 98% out, but it's starting to knock the chrome off. Be careful. And it created a high spot right here. I did beat on it a little bit, but so down there where it was wavy was easy to fix. But where we made our repair, I put a little high spot. Let's go ahead and clean this thing up with some steel wool and WD-40 and see if it's going to pass a test like this. Alright, so we're just cleaning it up a little bit to see what kind of shape it's in. It looks fine. Our repair came out real good, but we have this little high spot up there. I'm just going to leave it. It doesn't bother me. I don't really think you'll even notice it. So for $100 and 15 minutes of work, this bumper is totally going to pass the test. As long as we clean that grill up real shiny and everything, you probably will never even notice that. These rubber inserts are still good. I'm going to try to clean these up and reuse them. I kind of like those fog lights. If you Google 1980 C30, you'll see pictures of those trucks when they were brand new, and they will have fog lights on them like that. So I know those fog lights are not factory, but I'm pretty sure the dealer would put those on them if you wanted them. Okay, and these things are legit. It says halogen in there. We're going to try to clean them up. So I hung out with my daughter all day Saturday, so I only had a few hours to mess with this truck today, and we have a major problem. This truck is not a normal long wheelbase. It is an extended chassis. It's what they call a CNC or C plus C box delete. It was ordered with no bed at all, and it's 4 inches longer. The normal long wheelbase is 131.5 inches. This one's 135.5 inches, meaning that our long bed sides are going to have a gap. They're too short. So we're gonna have to end this video early because I got to figure something out. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know what the next episode's gonna be about because I already figured it out. Okay, so the plan is to get some other bed sides. I already have them. I'm gonna cut these and we're gonna extend them 4 inches. It's kind of weird because I have 2 bed floors. The other one was chopped up, so I got plenty of parts to extend the bed floor 4 inches. And these are the 2 bed sides I got that are gonna be the donors. So we're going to take these, we're going to cut the other ones, and we're going to figure out a place to cut these. They're completely the same dimensions all right there, so it's not going to change anything. That's why I'm cleaning this bed area up right now, because we got to test fit, and hopefully we don't have to do much to make that bed work. So the next video is going to be all about the bed. We're going to cut this one, we're going to mock it up, we're going to get everything laid out for this special, one-of-a-kind dually build with an extended long wheelbase bed on it, and it's going to be perfect. You're never going to tell. Nobody's going to be able to notice. It's probably going to be extra cool. And the reason I haven't got the Alcoas yet is because the guy, he is super busy. He owns some big business here in Houston. He's right down the street, but he's super hard to get a hold of. He actually told me that I could borrow some wheels to mock them up. He lets people do that, but I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to buy the wheels. So I have to go in, big special order, all this kind of stuff. It's a big deal because you got to custom order your wheels, all this kind of stuff. But hopefully here soon, when people start buying Christmas presents, I'll be able to go over there and get my wheels ordered. They are going to be freaking awesome. We're going to lower this truck 4.6. I've been doing a lot of research, and I don't want to lower it too much where it's not drivable. So we're going to play around. Got videos coming on all that, but that's why I don't have the wheels, in case you're wondering. But we got this freaking bed incident crap going on. I actually got really freaked out and depressed for like 15 minutes, but thank God for the internet. I found out what this truck actually was, and now I love it. Now I'm excited to see it. We're not going to weld it up 100%, but we are going to mock it up and get it on there and get it fitted. Another little teaser on the truck, I'm going to keep that color scheme. I'm going to go down the dually bed with it, and we're going to remake this truck like it was original. It is going to be a black sealer while we do all the body work, but eventually, just to let you know what the plan is, we're going to recreate this truck just like it would have came in 1980. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.